قتل قاتل, and so on. But from some other qualities that are permanent, like kalma, to be honorable. So you're not just honorable instantly and then you're not honorable. Right? That's either a quality that someone has or doesn't. More of permanent nature. So some forms that are used are fa'il, and this is irregular. This can have many different forms, but one of the forms is fa'il. Like from karama yakrumu we get kareem. From sharafa yashrufu we get sharif. From hasana we get, from hasuna we get, from hasuna yahsun we get hasin or hasan. Okay, so it can have many of these different forms, and it's not regular. It's irregular, but it can have at least fa'il or fa'al and so on. The forms that we know about, like hasan and kareem and sharif and so on.
So kareem doesn't exist?
Kareem doesn't exist. Or sharif, I've never heard of sharif, so they don't exist.
For Nasara, there is a Nasir, right?
Yeah. And there is nasir also. So the existence of fa'il doesn't mean the fa'il doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But if it is a permanent quality, then it will always be of this form or another irregular form.
This quality, I guess I'm guessing is characteristic, is referred only to human beings or inanimate qualities that they may.
It could be inanimate. For example, something could be beautiful. It's hasan. Hasan. This thing is hasan. So hasanun doesn't have fa'il or fa'il even. It has fa'alun, the scale of fa'al. Hasanun, hasanani, and so on.
So I was thinking of iron. Iron is hard. So that would still have the same form in the iron?
Yeah. The iron that's which iron?
Iron that you make tools from.
Oh yeah, that.
So that is a characteristic of an iron that is hard. So would that fall under? I'm trying to figure out if human qualities and non-human qualities.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be human.
Oh.
It could be anything, but as long as it is permanent as opposed to something that just comes and goes. As long as it's a quality as opposed to an act. So nasara is an act, whereas karma is a quality.
So in this case it would be kareem.
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 Yeah. From sharafa would be sharif. When I say kabura means to become big, to be big. Kabir. So we don't have kabir, we have kabir. And from some other ones, like we have ghafur, from ghafara, forgive.
Ghafar.
Yeah, ghafur. But we also have ghafir. So these are irregular forms that you will have to look up. For example, from kalma you wouldn't know whether it's kareem or something else. You'll have to look. Hasuna, to be beautiful or to be good, you have to check the dictionary for that. What is it? Is it hasin or hasan? In this case it happens to be both. Sometimes it's one or the other. Like from sa'aba, be difficult, it's sa'ab. Sa'ab. Fa'ab. So that's also this. And this is called not ismul fa'il. If it represents this thing, but it's not on this scale, something like this, it's called ismul mushabbah.
Nothing. Therefore,
Ismul mushabbah. Mushabba is something that's sort of a replacement for fa'il. But the form is irregular. The form is not just fa'il, it could be anything.
But is it still considered ism fa'il?
No, it's not considered ism fa'il. That's why it has a different name. It's called mushabba.
Huh? So these are like permanent adjectives, or
Sort of a permanent quality, yeah. So kareem is a permanent quality. It's not something that, an act that you show him and it doesn't exist anymore. Something is not beautiful and then it's not, right? It's either beautiful or it's not, right?
yeah.
Someone is not just generous and suddenly and then they're not generous anymore. So these are permanent qualities. As opposed to someone hits, someone helps, someone walks, sits. Those are instantaneous, right? It just comes and goes. So that's the difference between fa'il and ism al-fa'il and ism al-mushabba, is that ism al-fa'il is an act. It's this act that comes and goes. Ism al-mushabba is an attribute that's always there. So when you say, for example, Nasir, you mean that this is someone who helped or will help at one point. That help comes and goes. But if you say Rajulun Hasanun, a good man, then that means that goodness is his permanent quality. It's not like he's good in this one moment, but then he's not good anymore. But we don't use this form for that.
Like Rahim.
Rahim. Rahim is someone who has rahmah and mercy and forgiving. So that's quality that's always there. But the important thing to note is these are irregular forms. Fa'il or fa'al or fa'al, or some of these are in the book. Sa'b, sif, sulb, hasan, khashin, nabus, zi'am, hutam, ahmar. Some of the colors are also like this. Usually the colors are akhdar, ahmar, and so on. They are supposed to be of this form, ism mushabba. And shuja' means someone who is brave. So shuja' is also ism mushabba. So you see how the forms change, they're not on the same scale. It's irregular, you have to find out. And you have to check which form is correct, which one is not.
What would be English equivalent of ism mushabba?
It's like an adjective, but it shows a permanent attribute or quality. Ism al-fa'il shows the name of the door. For example, helper is a noun, right? So that's like ism al-fa'il. It's like nasir. But Hasan, beautiful, is an adjective in English, right? It's not a noun. So usually this ism al-mushabba would be an adjective in English. And it would be a noun. Ism al-fa'il would be a noun in English. Nasirun is ism al-fa'il, so it's a noun. Helper. Hasan, beautiful, is an adjective in English. So you can tell by that.